Thank you for joining us. I'm Bet Williams, Chief Communications Officer at Children's Trust of South Carolina, the statewide organization dedicated to preventing child abuse and neglect in the state. In partnership with the South Carolina Department of Social Services, Children's Trust commissioned Strategic Research Services SRS Group LLC to conduct a multi-phase research initiative beginning in the fall of 2023. The research conducted through focus groups and surveys aimed to understand child care professionals' training preferences and to explore communication practices between child care providers and parents in South Carolina. The findings of this research were instrumental in developing the In This Together campaign. I'm pleased to welcome Karolyn Cooper, Managing Partner of SRS Group LLC, to present the key findings from the research. Thank you for being here, Karolyn.
In This Together, How Parent-Provider Communication Supports Children. Findings from statewide research with parents and child care providers. Hello, I am Karolyn Cooper, Managing Partner with SRS Group, a research and marketing communications consulting firm based in South Carolina. Today, I am wearing two hats. I'm the lead researcher on this project, and I'm also a South Carolina parent. This work is about something simple that every family and child care provider already understands. Child care rests on relationships, and communication is how we build and sustain those relationships. This presentation highlights findings from several research studies on the topic of child care communication. I'll start with the study background, methodology, and key findings, and then dive into the detailed findings which center on parent and provider relationships and communication. I will wrap up with a few strategic implications. This project kicked off in the fall of 2023 with an initial study to understand child care provider training and professional development needs. That research identified communication between child care providers, parents, and caregivers as a significant challenge in the field as a whole and an opportunity for future training. This report details the findings from the follow-up research on the topic of parent and provider communications. This project was intentionally mixed methods. We combined statewide surveys with geographic reach across the majority of counties in the state and demographic representation with focus groups that allowed us to hear directly from parents and providers with lived experience. So here's what we learned. Parents and child care provider relationships center around communication. Parental trust of providers is mostly based on their communications experience. Daily communications between parents and providers lead to higher levels of parental engagement, comfort with approaching their child care provider about development, and confidence in discussing difficult situations. Child care providers want to increase their professional confidence when communicating with parents. Streamlining communication to focus on parents' priorities in tailored formats can boost engagement, strengthen relationships, and support child development goals. These next few slides look at some of what we learned about parent and provider relationships. First, we sought to get a sense of the types of child care programs parents with children under 5 enroll their child in and how they describe their relationship with their provider. Over half of parents surveyed, 54%, have children enrolled in a child care center, and nearly all have a good or excellent relationship with their child's care provider. While parental engagement is generally high, 76% of parents are very engaged and 21% of parents are somewhat engaged. Parents see regular parent-provider meetings to discuss progress, opportunities for volunteering, and at-home resources as ways to help them feel more engaged. Parents are most eager to partner with providers on cognitive and academic skills, followed by social and emotional development, behavioral guidance, and language and communication skills. We asked parents to rank a list of items on how effective they are for contributing to a positive relationship with their child's provider. The lower the rating on a scale of 1 to 10, the more effective the item is at contributing to a positive relationship between parents and child care providers. Trust and reliability, followed by open communication, are most effective for a positive relationship between parents and child care providers. Least effective are logistical factors like cost and location. Interestingly, it is these logistical factors that parents list first when asked how it is that they selected their child's provider. Now let's pivot to discussing parent and provider communications. 60% of parents say they communicate with their child's provider daily, with the primary goals of staying informed about their child's daily activities and understanding their developmental progress. Parents that report daily communications have higher engagement, confidence with difficult situations, and comfort discussing development. Here are a few quotes from parents that participated in the research on what communication with their provider means to them. Anytime I see a message or update on my child, it makes me feel more connected with her throughout the day and brings a sense of trust between me and her providers. It's very important for me to have open communication with the daycare for me to feel comfortable with my child going there. Not having open communication would make me feel like it's not a safe place for my child to be. Finding a childcare provider that effectively communicates and collaborates is hard to find. I'm grateful that I've built a strong relationship with my child's provider. The stronger the communication, the better the experience. Most parents rely on in-person communications followed by text messages and communications apps to communicate with their child's provider and are highly engaged, reading most or all communications. To increase engagement with communications, about a third of parents, or 32%, say it would help to personalize communications and make them more specific to their child. Parents would like to receive more pictures of fun activities or events, updates on behavior and social interactions, and developmental progress updates and milestones. Circling back to where we started with those initial provider focus groups and statewide survey, there are several work-related skills that early child care providers feel they have a good handle on, and those are listed to the left. Things like routines and schedules or classroom management, classroom activities, rapport relationships with families and staff, and organization. But communication and partnering with parents are skills providers want to improve to increase their professional confidence, and those are shown and highlighted in orange in the chart on the right. Now, wrapping up here are some strategic implications for consideration around what this work means. Parents and childcare providers want the same thing, to work together for kids. Parents feel good about their relationships with childcare and are very engaged. The areas that parents want to partner with providers on are the areas that are also top of mind for providers, things such as cognitive and academic skills and social and emotional development. Together, this represents a strong opportunity to strengthen communication in South Carolina's childcare system through supporting both parents and providers for better outcomes for children. Thank you. Again, I am Karolyn Cooper, Managing Partner with SRS Group based in South Carolina. If you have any questions about this work or want to get in touch, my email is kcooper@srsgroup-llc.com. Thank you again.